Ladies and gentlemen, fantasy enthusiasts and lovers of all things epic, prepare yourselves for a Dungeons & Dragons experience like no other. I am your host and Master of Ceremonies, Dane, affectionately known as DMDBI. I'll be the Dungeon Master tonight, bringing you a diggity-booyah experience to your screens. With decades of experience and a dash of spastic energy, they say I am the pun-slinging wizard of the realm. Now the story begins. Joining me on this epic quest is Megan, playing Calcine, the fiery business genius and Barbarian Bacon's fierce leader. A barbarian in the streets and a business wizard behind the scenes. This fire ganassi is so hot she could forge her own weapons. Get ready for a smoldering warrior like no other. Now let's talk about Tim, the man with the beard of legends and the adamantine armor to match. Magvarus is his name, and when he's not channeling divinity to purge hordes of monsters, he might be eyeing the loot with a tithe in mind. With Magvarus, it's not just might, it's might makes right, and he's here to claim what's his. Behold, Max, the half-elven warrior who goes by the name of Roland. With flowing dark hair and shimmering armor, he's the embodiment of grace and violence. He's invisible one moment, and the next his flail is singing a deadly tune. He's ready for a dance of blades and shadows. Next in our band is the hero played by Cameron, an Eladrin with the magical bow, a rogue with green skin and purple hair. With the power to shoot an extra arrow in the blink of an eye, Jilsara is a force to be reckoned with, and she's about to make her mark on the realm. But wait, there's more! Our newest addition is none other than Eric, the enigmatic divination wizard Jean, a possible child prodigy on a mission to avert the doom of the Chaos Gods. Jean holds secrets that could unravel the very fabric of our story. What mysteries lie beneath the surface? And finally, rounding out our extraordinary crew is Evan, playing the halfling bard with a heart as big as his appetite for churros and donut holes. Webb Winterthorn is his name, and music is a symphony of adventure and part of his game. From catchy tunes to epic quests, he's here to provide the soundtrack to our unforgettable journey. So dear viewers, fasten your armor, sharpen your blades, and prepare to be enchanted by a tale where imagination knows no bounds. Puns are the mightiest spells, and the only limit is the roll of the dice. Welcome to our realm of magic, mystery, and mirth, where heroes rise, villains fall, and the adventure never ends. All right. Now that sweet opening video is done for the evening, we can get right into it. I don't have to say anything about anybody. We know everything except for that Megan's doing a disappearing act for a second. Eric is coming down from the mountain. We'll be here to play Jean shortly. We left off a little while back, a week ago. There's Eric now, actually, just made it down from the mountain. There he is. I will give him good work on his vocals working, since I have to obviously do that. That being said, though, we left off in the woods. You guys had just finished fighting a bunch of bugbears and hobgoblins and goblins on wargs. So, yeah, what was your guys' plan from there? Do you guys remember?
Going back to take the dead and my dad back to home base.
I think we actually made it back.
We did.
Did
And
we?
we also took a long rest after I cast Raised Dead on a bunch of them. So.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Yes, I was assisting you. I do remember that.
You're assisting him rest lot, or?
Yeah.
Casting Raised Dead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Raising the dead. Okay, that's cool.
I have my ceremonial churros.
And then you guys were going to long rest after that is what the plan was?
Yeah, it looks like that already took effect.
Yeah, it looks like I already gave it to you. Okay, cool. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're in the Summerside, the Prowling Jungle Forest at the Winterthorn Estate. You guys have now raised the dead with the help of each other and Mama Winterthorn. You guys have brought back the jungle folk who stopped the bugbear hobgoblin invasion from across the river, or at least that wave of it. Your father Rickner, obviously pretty damaged deal. He because all those big spells being cast, he's healed but still somewhat injured. He's gonna have to wait for regeneration and things for the morrow. Still an intimidating halfling figure as the sun comes up, and he's already up in the morning doing his daily training rituals and things.
It's hot yoga.
Hot yoga, exactly. Hot yoga, like baby goat yoga.
Yeah, well, it's very hot in the jungle, so
and there's baby goats.
we just call it yoga.
We just call it yoga there. Okay, that sounds good too. But yeah, now so you guys have you've managed to bring some folks back. You guys have had your long rest. Jubilee awaits.
Yes, we're going to Jubilee for something. Webb totally remembers.
We were going to meet Vontaria.
Oh, yes.
Sister.
The sister.
And he gave us a letter that would grant us access to her residence or something like that.
I believe they call that a writ of passage.
Yes.
Some people may.
and we were supposed to make sure that she delivers something to Yendel.
Which we were just at for like 2 minutes.
No one went to Yendel.
We sure did.
What?
Yeah, that's where we went to Jill Sara's home. And then we were
The outside. Yeah, outside.
deuces.
We popped in, popped out.
I was thinking like Yendel, like the capital city of Yendel, not just the continent or like the country of Yendel. Yeah, you're right. You guys were there at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Did you leave the elf there? I forget, and the dwarf.
I feel like we did. I feel like we left her. No.
Yeah, she
Let's
didn't
just-
No, we
Let's
gave her
give
an
her an
option. Basically,
Oh, did we?
she decided to come with us.
Oh, smart. We
Smart.
definitely kept the dwarf.
Yeah, he's still here. New eyes and all. He's
Mm-hmm.
quite into it. Cool. So yeah, lay it on me if you guys have any questions or answers. Eric, check your mic real quick.
Yo, money in the bank.
All right, your mic worked.
How far are we from Jubilee now?
Depending on how you're traveling, I mean,
Yes, we did, I believe, discuss this briefly. That I
farther
was
than
gonna
you were before you left Summerside.
polymorph us into giant eagles.
I mean, I can fly on my griffin,
Sure.
and I could probably fit 2 other people on the back. I don't know.
Maybe your
One.
griffin would like to ride you for a change. just throwing that out there. Just thought.
It's up to you guys.
How many of us is there?
There's 6 of you plus the dwarf and the elf, so 8 and a
So
griffin.
8 total.
Sar would like to be an eagle if a vote is allowed.
So if I make 3 eagles, that's enough to carry us, right?
Wait, can you polymorph more than one person at a time?
No,
If I upcast it, right?
I don't think so.
Isn't that how it works, or no?
I don't think you can upcast polymorph. Because that's why there's mass polymorph or something.
I mean,
Alexa,
you're
off.
probably right.
He has a point. Well, 1 eagle and 1 griffin, that leaves 7 riders. Wait. No. Yeah. Because if one of us turns into an eagle,
Fly like an eagle.
How did I fly us to Korsov?
Well, there was just 5 people at that point.
Oh, gotcha.
Because you turned into something, and there's 5 people. With the 6 of you, and then 2 others, that's 8 people in the Griffin. So the Griffin can take Max's character Roland and probably 1 other,
Yeah.
safely, because he's just
So
medium.
That's
It's
too,
just a large
too
creature.
many. Yeah.
But if they're real light passengers, like that one lady's like malnourished, probably real skinny.
No, she's pretty. I mean, she's probably 70 pounds and like
Could
5'4".
Could I polymorph into a rock?
I mean, do you really want to be an inanimate stone on the ground?
Just ROC.
I think
Oh.
you need true polymorph for that.
Those are
Do I?
actually no,
Oh,
they're not beasts.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
I thought you meant a stone.
No, I know. He didn't mean a stone. He meant a rock, like the giant
the
bird,
big bird. The
the
747.
pterodactyl type.
Are
No,
we even taking the elf with us?
the dwarf and the elf are open to staying here in Prowling Jungle
Now,
for now.
You
I don't-
could probably polymorph into a pterodactyl. That's a beast.
A Quetzalcoatlus.
Is that bigger than a giant eagle? I have no idea.
Gene also kind of like raises his hand and he's like, "Guys, I'm also a transformer. I could turn into an eagle."
You're more than meets the eye.
There we go.
Okay, so if we have 2 eagles plus the griffin,
That'll get it done.
2 points for Gryffindor.
We just met this guy though. Do we trust him to take us to the right place?
He's just a young boy.
what's the worst that could happen?
Little boy, baby boy.
So many things. There's so many things.
I don't think I've ever known Cam to be paranoid except for in D&D.
I mean,
It's just-
strictly speaking, I would be fine just turning into an eagle and flying myself. It's much easier to fly without people riding on you.
True.
but it is still one less body that has to be carried. But both, what is it? Her name was Ariella, and then the dwarf was what? Barris, Mountainback. They both are open to staying here if that helps the group.
I mean, was there a reason we wanted to bring them with us?
Well, we need to take the dwarf to Korsoth. The elf, I think Yendel is probably the place for her, but we're not sure exactly, right?
Yeah, she seems to perk up a little bit at the mention of the word Yendel. It sounds familiar. I was so young when I was taken.
Feels like if we get into any type of combat, she's just gonna die immediately like last time.
She's
So
pretty
Her and the dwarf both, though they're healed, they're both still pretty thin. Their constitution hasn't regained its fullness.
Mama, would you take care of these people for us?
Oh, dearie! And she comes out with muffins, like glazed muffins. She comes out, oh, dearie me, of course. And they're full of good berries,
Yes,
like the type of muffin that you gotta have, a good berry muffin. Starts passing
we get
around.
some of these muffins too? Or?
Filling.
She puts a dozen good berry muffins in a satchel for
Yes.
you, Evan, for Webb to carry around.
Thanks, Mom. Did you happen to make any good berry churros this trip?
No, you know how I feel about churros. There's too much sugar for you. These muffins are whole bran. And the good berries are natural sugars. You have to be aware that synthetic stuff will be the death of you, young Weber.
I need the energy. I'm flying to Jubilee and all my friends.
Webster Winterthorn. Now you listen here. You take it, Webster Winterthorn, as was your great granddaddy, and you will be proud of your name.
Mm-hmm.
Now you take those muffins, you kiss your mom on the cheek,
Yep.
give Dad a hug, and you tell your sister you love her, and then you take your ass
Yes.
where you're supposed to do to save the world.
Okay. Love you.
I love you too, Schnookums. She pinches your fat little cheeks and says, "You put on a little weight." She smacks your tummy a little bit. This is why the churros need to take a break. You
I get
focus
hungry
on those.
saving the world.
I know, but those fiber brand muffins will be good for your poop chute and for your belly, and they'll be better on your weight gain and loss. That sugar is just the death of you, I promise. She turned into like Fran Drescher.
Everyone's favorite.
Of course. Okay. So what's the plan then? So are we leaving the dwarf and the elf here?
I think so. I think that seems like a sound plan.
I don't hate it.
Which
But
makes
it's up
me
to you guys.
nervous. But
Yeah.
yes.
Absolutely.
I vote yes.
Are the Winterthorns going to put them up?
Yeah, Mama Winterthorn agreed just now that she'll keep an eye on them and make sure they get up plenty of muffins and walnut pancakes and all the things. She's got some pretty hearty recipes that are probably in all reality more caloric than even a couple of those churros. But Mom made them, so they're much better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have any of that good halfling like breakfast stout?
Oh, that's a great question. So, Dad, Rickner, has a bit of a drinking problem. So they've been keeping that kind of under wraps. But if you go to the barrel house, or where they have like their they have a cellar underneath one of their small barns over there. There's a couple of barrels there. You could probably go pilfer one.
I'm going to roll for performance to see if they're any good.
Performance to see if who's any good.
Oh, they're terrible. It's terrible beer.
Oh no,
I rolled a 2.
the halfling stout's really good. You don't have anything to do with it.
Oh, okay, good.
It's not a performance skill anyway. That'd be like making it. Like, he didn't make it.
Right.
Great Uncle Webster is the one that made it. Or Great Grandpa Webster made him a long time ago.
They're
Yeah.
really old.
Yeah, you didn't know your full name.
I do now.
Yeah, I'm here to help. It's not Webster. Yes, it is, son.
It is Webster. It's canon.
Okay, wait. So if we fly, how far is it to Jubilee?
What was it? It was like 5 or 6 days on horseback, right? And then it was like twice that on foot, and it was like half of that. So it's like 3 days by 3 or 4 days on as the bird flies.
Okay.
But who's changing into what, when, and how many Twinkies?
I'll change myself.
All right. Eventually, I'll have the map for Jubilee, and I'll be able to share it with you guys.
I literally just like you said Jubilee, and I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to send him that.
Yeah, because I have it in Facebook, but it's like real fuzzy, so you guys have to bear with me while I wait for my
remember
email
my
to
first
populate.
time making a map.
My first time making a map.
I'm writing Webseagull. I don't know the new guy well enough.
Okay. I mean,
And Webb's Eagle has like built-in safety belts from just all of the sugary sap.
He's covered. He's over here
Safer.
covered in.
Once you sit down, you can't move.
It's too funny.
I'm safer.
Whoever wants to ride on Oliver can join me. I don't care.
I'm just hanging out. So yeah, like let's voice who's where, what, and how. So it sounds like Cam's gonna ride on either Webb or on Oliver with Roland.
I think I can get us all right because it's just.
If you do just, I guess the 5 of you could, but it's nice that Roland's not on there and he can take one off your back because it'll be less falling to your death in the instance.
One can roll with Roland, and then the rest of them can just ride me.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll populate that city for you guys here pretty soon, I think.
Who's riding shoddy with Roland?
Okay, I sent it.
I will.
It is in your email. It's coming to you right now. High quality Jubilee action in your face.
You sure you sent to the right email?
Dane 2025 Jubilee.
No, it
Give
doesn't.
it a second.
Yeah, it's not. It came through on my phone. It's still working to come through the actual computer door right here. There it goes. Yes.
Jubilee Jib. Is
Ooh.
that cleaner?
Yeah,
Is that what you
it does.
wanted?
It does look less better.
Yeah.
Webb casts his polymorph and starts doing a couple laps. Caw-caw!
What's this? I forget what this is. Oh, I'm a map. I'm a map. I'm a map. Why? Why would it not? Hold on, it's not showing up yet. Oh, it's 'cause you have it. It's marked 0. Let me fix it. Yeah.
So, MacVaris, are you taking like the neck or like a wing?
He's more of a thigh kind of guy, you know what I mean?
He looks like a tail feather to me.
Yeah, he could shake a tail feather. I know that. He's been known to shake his way out of adamantine armor for sure. Alright, well, let's just share this with you guys. How about that? Okay, Jubilee. You guys will be... Or now, are you guys going to land then, like, right at the city gates, like, in Giant Eagle, and then transform and start walking in? Or like...
We fly for 3 days and nothing happens. That's exciting.
Yeah, I don't feel like fucking with 3 days of flight, so we get to Jubilee with a good time. Sorry, I know that's like, is that against the rules of dungeon mastering to skip all the bullshittery? Look,
You're just playing it.
You guys could have teleported somewhere. You could have rode these birds. I mean, the only thing that messes with you guys that high up is going to be a Wayne the Wyvern. A dragon.
A rock.
A rock. Yeah, let's go ahead. You know what? Because Evan said
Let's do a
something,
rock check.
you guys can thank Evan for this. Let me go ahead and get, I don't know, each... It'll be animal handling for Max, but you probably don't have to do that because it's your mount, right? Is that something that we don't have to worry about for you?
Let's do a group stealth check.
What are we rolling for?
To, like, just ride the animal for 3 days, like, without incident. So I think athletics for Evan needs to happen 3 times.
Ooh, here we go.
So athletics as the Giant Eagle.
Oh, okay. I got to get Giant Eagle stats.
Giant Eagle stats. You need me to share those with you, probably, huh? 'Cause I don't feel like fucking with 3 days of flight, so we get to Jubilee with a good time. So athletics as the Giant Eagle. Oh, okay. I got to get Giant Eagle stats.
Well,
Giant Eagle stats. You need me to share those with you, probably, huh?
If you got them handy, I mean, I can just Google it.
No, I got them handy, bro.
Can I have advantage on animal handling since I have a psychic link?
I mean, if you want to cheat, that's fine. Go ahead.
+3. Okay.
Yeah, so +3 is all for strength.
That's better than my +1 as a gnome, or half one.
It says +4 for Roland. He got a 22. That's once. We need 2 more, Rolando. Hey, they're flying dice now.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. So far, so good. You can add a +3 to it with the modifier.
I rolled a 5 +3. And then I rolled a 21.
Lowest roll was an 18.
And a 12. 8, 12, 18. 8, 12, 21.
All right. Everybody who's riding on top of Evan, or on top of Webb, which is going to be... Did we decide that Jill Sara was riding with Roland?
No, Calcine.
Calcine rode with Roland, so everybody else. So that'd be Magvaris and Jill Sara and Gene, unless Gene flew himself.
Yeah, I'll fly myself.
Okay, roll 3 athletics checks as yourself as an eagle.
As an eagle. Alright, hold on.
It's just +3, so you can roll a 20-sided 3 times +3, and then everybody who's riding on
Fine.
Webb would be Magvaris and Jill Sara. Just give me 2 athletics each, or an athletics each. And I hope for not low, because the 100-foot fall is a lot of dice. Gene, you're not carrying anybody, so that's 11. That's
strictly
good.
speaking, it could only do to me as much damage as my tiny little eagle form could take.
The first time you try to take off, like when you first get going, you're not used to being an eagle, and they both almost tumble from 50 feet, but grab and grasp onto each other, and you enough to make it. And then 3 days flashes by in the blink of a wing, and you guys make it to Jubilee. If you're coming from, let's see, Gren. Here's the map for Grenweld. So if we're coming from Summerside / and then went to Prowling Jungle. So if we're coming from the Prowling Jungle, we're coming from the never eat, so you eat. We're coming from the west, going east. Fly over those mountains there. You look down on Mallet Forge along the way. Let me go ahead. Everybody can roll 2 perception checks as well, back to back. So try not to slap everybody else out of the way, because I'd like to just be able to see everybody's. Okay, Roland got the first one pretty good.
14. And a 20.
Why is it? Oh, you're adding on from the eagle
+4, and the eagle has advantage.
on them eagle eyes. So during the first day, you guys fly over Shadow Crest. You see a large tower there, and it appears to have a cloud that is just constantly over it. You guys kind of scooch along the sidelines and fly over Mallet Forge, which is built directly into the base of that mountain. And there's a pretty big fortress around Mallet Forge that's part mountain and part dwarven fortress. You continue to fly, and you go between the Mallet Forge Mountains and the Ashwood Forest, and eventually you come to the northwestern road in to the city here.
Would we know if that's normal for Shadow Crest to be?
I mean,
like that?
I don't know. I mean, you might. It's close to the Prowling Jungle. I'll give you a history check on that. And any elves in the party can have a history check as well.
Half elf?
Yeah, that's elf. I mean, it's just like you got elf in you. A human is going to call you an elf. An elf is going to call you a human. They call you a half elf. The other one call you a half human. As is their way. But let's see what we got here. So not great rolls. Not much on the studying. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, you're not sure. I mean, you never really traveled to Shadow Crest. The last time, when you initially went to Summerside, you went by boat, so you kind of skirted the land itself. But yeah, so you guys make it to the, let's see, so it would be this entrance here. The top on the left there, see it? So that's where you guys will be. I'm going to throw a grid on this bad boy, and it's gonna be real bad. Still not the best map, I don't think. I mean, it looks really good, but then when I start being into it, it's...
Oh,
Well, I made it look like a map. Like, I kind of gave it a map texture. I made it look more parchment-y.
Yeah, no, I don't hate it. It's just like when I scan in on here, it gets fuzzy, see?
don't worry, Eric. He hated my maps too.
I still do. It's fine. The best thing I can do is just stay... If I stay out of ways, it looks okay. Like, if I go into, like, right there, that's about as close as I can get. That's okay, though. So we've got a couple of things going on there. So you guys all arrive at the city. Let's see what happens if I do this. It's probably going to be real huge. Nope, you're not really huge. You're really little. That's perfect. Just as you were supposed to be. Big fan. Okay, so that's where you guys are outside the city before you're not necessarily in the city yet. You guys, I assume, are landing not at the gate with all your birds and stuff?
No, probably not.
Okay, now what?
Wait, we'll just fly directly into the city wherever we want to go. We're giant birds. What are they going to say?
No, I guess that's fine too if that's what you guys are planning. Why don't you guys talk about your plan, because I can't make it for you.
I can't because I'm a giant fucking bird.
Well, it's been 3 days. We would have talked about it at some point. Like,
True.
let's say this morning before we took off on the last leg. I would think we would just go to the gate. I don't see why not.
I feel like we'd go to a different gate though, right? Like this is the gate to the prison versus to like there all these different lines are different entrances, right?
Yes,
Do you wanna
there
go
are
in by the
several
prison?
gates, it would seem.
So, just so you guys we're fully aware, on one of the days of the journey, Gene tries to turn into an eagle, and he goes up in the sky, and he thought he was flying, and he just nosedives and biffs into the ground and does like a... Eventually he gets up and starts going again, but, you know, he killed himself back into his normal Gene self on the second day. Like, he literally landed the bird face first, turned into Gene, shook it off, and continued. A little worse for wear, but he did turn it around thanks to Hot 8 Ball redeeming a nat 1 for him.
Wait, do we think that we might be wanted in this town? Because we left Summerside as fugitives, right?
I mean, to an extent, right? I mean, but you guys, like, all towns want heroes, right? So...
And we've done nothing wrong in this city.
I think the most important question is Montaria's estate within the city limits?
Yes, yes, it is. That you remember him saying.
We might want to check in at the dagger board.
So, where?
Well, I would suggest going to the dagger board last, right before we want to leave, because I had something delivered there for me,
like...
and other people might have figured that out. So we might have some people waiting for us at the dagger board.
Ah.
Yeah, and the dagger board in Summerside is going to have marked us as fugitives, so wouldn't they be communicating with the other dagger boards? Like, isn't that just a terrible plan together?
Touche.
There was a
Well,
lot more than
why
I
would the dagger board
realized.
care? Like, it's a separate association. I don't see why they would be.
The
The Dagger Board is one giant association. They're all
Right, but they're independent of like
per city of city
yeah.
councils and stuff. They're not. They're independent of the cities themselves. But all of the Dagger Boards are of one stewardship. I'm
But
here
wait,
for it.
do we know where the estate is?
I was just thinking about where you guys would know as far as that goes. Probably not. Originally, Vontarian had said ask at the gate, and the guards can point you in her direction.
So maybe
We
we
do-
go to the gate by the
We-
arena, so it's as heroes. Yeah.
What about heroes?
Maybe it'd be good for us to go into the gate at the arena. Since, I mean, top right. What is that? Number 6.
The rowdy cockatrices?
Looks like a red sock, basically. Is that what
Nope.
that is?
The rowdy cockatrices? Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's definitely an inn. There's definitely stuff that goes on there. But there's an actual arena. Number 3 is Gork's Arena.
We should probably use an alias while we're here.
If you guys do not want to ask the guard where she is, I could probably use my divination magic to find her.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. What's that all about?
That was cast locate creature. It's just pretty straightforward.
Locate creature, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Locate that creature.
Okay.
Did it work?
I don't know. Did you cast it?
I don't know. He's been standing here for.
I'm reading the text here. So describe the name a creature that is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the creature as long as it is within 1,000 feet of you. I don't know how much 1,000 feet is. There, like half a mile or something, probably.
No, it's not.
No, it's about less than 20% of a mile.
I only do metric millimeters.
Ah,
guys.
makes sense.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, 1,000 feet's not close enough to really do much here in a city this size.
Are you just saying this to make this more difficult? Because I feel like I asked all the questions.
There's a chance that she's not in the city, and I remember Von Terran saying
Right.
that.
I asked where her estate was, how I was gonna be able to get into it. That's why I've got the letter.
Right, and he gave you the letter and said, "Ask the guards at the gate; they'll direct you to where she is." Didn't he? Didn't that what they said? That's what I remember.
So let's just ask the guards.
I guess
Flying
I was
down.
thinking the guards at the estate would guide me to her.
That as well,
That
potentially.
was my
She definitely.
understanding. Was the guards at her estate would guide me.
I mean, it could be interpreted however you want. He just said guards. But definitely could be hers. Could be the guys at the state. But it's not gonna be hard to find if you guys just start asking questions. Right now, you guys are standing out in the road talking to each other about their best approach. And he's talking about I can locate her, but he's not familiar with the creature, so it's hard to locate a creature you're not familiar with a locate creature spell.
I'll talk to the guards.
I'm putting
mean-
my cloak back on.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear a cloak too because I'm kind of conspicuous
Okay.
in my armor.
I'll put my old lady garb on. She's my favorite.
So there's like a wagon rolling past, and there's two kids sitting on the back of it, and like Jill Sara unzips out of her like normal thing and zips on her like super nerd, like super old lady thing, and they're like, "Whoa, that lady just turned into an old lady real quick!" And they're like pointing and laughing. One's eating a hunk of cheese. And there's like a little.
She would have done it in the shadows. Come on.
It's a pretty good looking wagon rolling down the street, heading towards town.
Would have like wrapped a tarp over me first before I did my switcheroo.
Did the hold the towel up for me, friend thing that you do at the beach, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not about being indecent. Come on.
Well, you weren't. They
This
didn't
is-
see it. You didn't let the nip slip. It wasn't a concert at the NFL stadiums, you know.
The only thing Roland does to prepare to approach the guards is like take his sleeve and polish up his stone of good luck.
It's like, screw the rest. What do you do with your griffin? Is he walking with you guys or?
Yeah, he'll come with me.
Okay. Are you riding
He's
him?
my buddy. He's tame. No, he'll just walk alongside me.
Tame, quote unquote. Okay, so you guys head up to the gate. You guys get to the gate. There are guards at the gate. They're not stopping anyone from entering. That wagon was one of many that has been coming in here. There's a few people leaving, but there's way more coming in. And you can see as they enter into the city proper here, right near 8, which is the pageant prison. You see people start heading in there, and they all kind of just start heading different directions once they hit the gate. The streets themselves are a maze of directions from here, and it's literally walk in and it goes left, it goes right, it goes forward.
Do you
It
know
cuts.
that girl who drives the Jeep?
Oh, she's talking. I was like,
What's
who's
up?
talking? It
I was
was
about to go
Eric.
close with that bitch.
Anyway, so you can tell like when you go in, the streets start going left and right, and it goes a little farther left and right. It's kind of almost a maze with how many streets there are. And unlike Summerside, which is much more spread out, and you can kind of find different sections and everything, it seems like this place is kind of packed on top of each other. You've got homes on top of homes, everything's stacked. You see, multi-story complexes of small huts that have been, sewn together with mud and stone. And it's just teeming with people, both well off on those, like, what are those things called that they carry them around on?
Yeah, like the chair things.
Yeah, what are those called?
I don't know the name of them.
There's a specific name for
Yeah.
them. I always forget it.
Royal traveling chair.
The royal traveling chairs. Yeah, there's
Oh,
like
you mean a palanquin?
yeah, a palanquin. Thank you. That's exactly what I meant. Thank you. Palanquin. So there's a bunch of those. There's people with closed shuttered, palanquins running around with beads, and there's merchants on each corner. That you see like dirty kids flitting in and out. You see all kinds of things. If anybody wants to try and pay attention to other things happening besides just the normal hustle and bustle of the largest city in the state or in the country, you can roll perception checks. I'll tell you other things you might notice. Whether or not you do anything about some of this stuff is not necessarily necessary, just as what you'll notice.
Webb's got his bounty hunter eyes locked in.
Okay.
Jelsara's betting there's a dog or 10 with those like long saggy nipples, like every sad full city has those dogs.
Okay.
It's like they just gave birth.
I think you need to come
They've
home.
nursed
They're
9
probably
litters
handful.
of puppies.
You've been in Texas too long. You need to come home. She's seen too many Texas wolves running around dragging on the ground. All right, so it looks like Webb, Magvarus, and Jelsara are essentially the most perceptive of the group, as they're the ones kind of keeping an eye out. Magvarus, you'll notice there's a lot of poor, sick people, a lot of trampled people, a lot of people who are dirty and in threadbare clothes, begging on the corners and the sides. But you also notice there's a lot of wealth. There's a lot of the palanquins going around, armed escorts. This is not as like Summerside was nowhere near this many people, but also not near this many division between wealth and not. Like it seems like the Nomenclature Institute and the different food districts and different shops and things that have been opened in Summerside kind of balanced it out to where a lot more people are fed and taken care of. Now there's still a disparity between wealth and poor there, but here it's much more noticeable, and it seems like the city itself is hovels, and then occasionally there's a large tower or a sweeping estate with walls that pops up, and you can see on the map where some of those bigger buildings pop up, and those are going to be like your well-off estates or main businesses. There isn't an actual export here. They're not farmers. They have farmers around the edges of the city that feed the city, but they don't export anything in particular. They're more of a hodgepodge, just metropolis of people and coming and going, and their main income is just taxes from the entirety of the country, and then so. But when you look around and notice that's for Magvarus. Jelsara, you and Webb both notice that there are, in any direction you look at any time, you'll see a couple of kids, dirty kids, under approximately halfling size, but humans and half elves, running around and most definitely running like pickpocket schemes. Taking things, stealing fruit, and picking pockets, getting chased, stealing food, doing all the things. But you see that as well as you see, streetwalker ladies and men that are calling out as the palanquins pass by. "My lord, take me with you. My lord, a night of pleasure." Things, whatever is to be happening in a giant city full of all the different disparities in wealth and class.
Jelsara would see the pickpocketers and be like, kids like me, right after my own heart. Good ones right there.
I remember your old hag style, like, "Oh, kitty's looking pretty.
I'd say it like that. Kids after my own heart.
Yes, have a cookie." Okay, but yeah, so you guys are here.
They're streetwalkers.
Roland, you said you would speak to the guards about Voluntaria.
I'll talk to the guards, unless
Okay.
anybody else really wants to.
Again, too, unlike Summerside, the guards here are in the lesser ranked guards are in half plate, whereas the official top dogs are in full plate. They appear way better trained, way less young. They appear like they've had some expertise. Not to mention the large militia the town has of people that it maintains as well. But anyhow, you go up to the guard, and it's one in the half plate that's at the gate when you first come in. Is the first and closest one you see.
Before he does that, I'll tap him on the shoulder and say, "You got this, buddy." And I'll cast enhance ability on him to give him advantage on his charisma checks.
Oh.
Anything else?
Dude.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so I will approach the guards and say, "Hail, fellow! Well met."
Ahoy! Well met! You did this to me, Max. Thanks for that.
Perhaps,
Yeah, what
perhaps
kind
you could give some directions to a band of travelers, as your city is very densely paved and it seems difficult to navigate.
densely paved.
You said the roads were like a maze, right?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of winding streets and cuts and corners, and it's not very clear straight streets. Of course, you've never been to Jubilee, then I take it, traveler.
It's my first time.
Welcome then, and as you say, well met. And he says, yes, what is it that you search for? A place to stay? The best mead in town? Women? Merchants?
Well, we have a
Men?
Men?
we have a-
Yes, of course, I don't judge.
We have a special mission and a writ of passage to grant us an audience with Vontaria of Summerside.
Oh dear, not Vontaria. I've heard awful things have befallen her of late. She is, if the rumors are to be heard that have been heard are true, is quite possibly on her deathbed currently. Of course, if you are here on a specific mission, perhaps you know more about that than I. I can definitely point you in the right direction to her grounds. May Perego bless her with health and long life. She has been a staple to the city for a long time.
We have a cleric of Perego with us, so perhaps he would be able to grant her some kind of reprieve from her troubles.
Well, anything is better than death. I am sure of it. So I am going to point you to the direction now. Here, the thing is, as you said, the city is well paved, and it is a long way from where we are here at the gate to the other side of the city where her place is. Perhaps you would like to hire a guide.
How much?
I am not such a guide, but I can point you towards the correct direction to find one. Be careful, of course, for some of the children, especially. In order to get their meals, they've been known to do less than legal things.
Oh, well, we just need a simple
Would it
direction.
be easier to just walk around the city to a different gate?
Can we just fly?
Yeah, I mean, you could do. I mean, are you speaking up?
No. Wait till the
Kind
guard
of in
walks away.
Roland's ear.
Okay.
Roland is fine with walking through the city.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I mean,
are we in a hurry? I guess if she's sick, we kind of are.
We need to catch Vontaria before she leaves, too, right?
I
Ontario.
don't think she's going anywhere.
Well, the idea was you were going to come and catch her to make sure that her package arrives to Yendel safely.
But if she's on her deathbed, then
We're gonna need
Well, we
to make
gotta-
sure she's pre-planned all of her final arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta help
it
her
is
get
less expensive that way.
The package has to get there to Yendel for the crowning ceremony, so there is a deadline, right?
Yeah, there is a deadline, and I think it was less than 10 days now. It was like 8 days left. Now, actually, I mean, it's 8 days left in quotations because it depends on the king's health as well as he's on his deathbed. There's lots of deathbeds going on.
good sir. We just we want to know the most direct route. What is the fastest way to get there?
As the eagle flies, and he points like straight across the map. He's like, that way. He says, if you follow Main Street until it dead ends, and then backtrack a block, and then go east 3 blocks, you can continue going south 8 or 10 blocks, and then when it comes to a T, take a right, and then you'll go left at the next full-size street you come to, which I believe is Avenue C. Haven't been through there lately. It's just past the Royal Inn and Tavern. You'll come to there. Perhaps if you got there, you could get a map of the city. It might help you out there. I know they they keep a few on hand at the Royal Tavern. And that's almost straight down the street here. If you go straight down the street here, when it dead ends, go back a block, take that left, and then take that right, and then go down 3 or 4 blocks and take a left, and then go straight, and then take another left, and then a right, and then go up a right again, and then there's the Royal Tavern. You can't miss it.
All those directions got us not even halfway there. Are you sure you don't want to walk around?
I wrote it all down. I know exactly where we're going.
Can we just fly? How is that super costly to the web?
I mean, I can fly.
I can fly like an eagle.
To the sea?
Sir,
So-
what are the regulations for flying beasts in the city?
I mean, anything that scares the populace itself will likely be shot down by the anti-magic tank guns that line the walls. And he points up, and there you see these cannons just line the walls. It's a no-fly zone above the city for any that don't have proper operation. Let's just say authorization.
So I think we're walking, you guys.
Around or through?
Well,
I mean, you could walk around if you guys really wanted to. if you-
around doesn't seem like it would be faster necessarily, because
Less likely to get lost.
Why don't
No,
we just go to
I
the
wrote
Royal
all
Inn Tavern and
directions.
hire a guide?
That is. I mean, it's almost a straight shot to the Royal Inn and Tavern. You could, if he says, if you could, you know what? If you went straight down Main Street and you turned right on Avenue F and then left on L Street, it would be straight from there. And I think you could probably get within shouting distance of the Royal Tavern. Just keep your eyes open. Some of those towers there cast a dark shadow.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Here we go.
All right, let's just have one of you try to navigate with some sort of.
Do I get advantage because I wrote all of his directions down?
Fine.
Yes. What do I roll?
What do you think we roll?
Perception?
Survival.
I think survival makes more sense too. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like
I
tracking.
have a
Sure.
I have a +6 to survival. If you're, I don't remember what your survival checks are like.
16.
You get a +4. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm just gonna move this square. This is you guys. You get to a crossroads. You can go straight. Looks like maybe 3 blocks, and then you're not sure what happens, or you can go left or right, or you can go back.
What does my pad of paper that I wrote down say?
Go right, or yeah, go right,
Okay. I'll do that.
and then straight, and you see what could only be Royal Inn and Tavern. So it's a 3-story building that has like the Arabian like domes on top
Yes.
of it. A couple of those. Seems to be made of like a white stone. There are barred windows. There is a stable around the back. There is it's well made. There's curtains. There's glass behind the bars. So it's not just open windows. And there's shutters as well, so they can close them against storms, things like that. But you can go in if you'd like. On the front stoop, there's a few barrels and a burly-looking. You're pretty sure he's a human, kind of a shorter, stocky human, but a human nonetheless. Burly human playing a fiddle, sitting on one of the barrels.
Webb seeing this place looks like something out of, I don't know, Aladdin. He's gonna cast himself to look like the Sultan in Aladdin, the tiny fat old man.
This guy's self.
That's
Isn't
exactly.
that what you look
I
like?
look like Jasmine's dad.
I like that. You look like kind of a little fat, chubby halfling, regardless. But
Exactly. This isn't a stretch, but
It's
now
just-
I have like super baggy pants and a cool hat.
Like, yeah, I like that. Okay, so that sounds good.
I'm
Play-
going to make sure that all my stuff is concealed underneath my cloak, and my cloak is pulled tight.
a easily 15-pound street cat missing an ear and some scratches across its face starts rubbing between Magvarus's legs back and forth in circles. As you guys are standing there kind of like starting to hide your cloaks and doing things, and he goes around the corner, turns into the salt and comes around, and there's this like pretty big fat street cat. It's probably eating better than some of the poorer citizens of the city, but it seems to have taken a bit of a loving note towards Magvarus, as is his way.
And I will certainly reach down and pet it as soon as I see it.
Oh, it hammerheads right into your hand, like, ooh, like, oh yeah, oh yeah, right there. Like the purring vibrates your armor and rattles the latches on your suit. Like it's a pretty deep purr.
Webb tries to get everyone to look at his pointy curled boots.
He can't see over his belly. Right. Are they curled?
Look at these.
I was going for curled. The stout human playing the fiddle is kind of curiously watching as you all dance and skip around doing whatever you're doing, and he kind of nods towards Magvar, says, "I see Tiger has taken a like to you. That is rare.
As small creatures do."
You don't happen to have bacon in your pocket, do you?
No, that's my fat friend over there.
Ah, well, that's his favorite treat, to be sure.
What are you calling fat?
The cat?
Evan, I figure he has every type of food in his pocket.
Well, I have a
I'm
little
going
bit of
with
bacon, but mostly churros.
Yeah.
Would you want one, kitty? Here's your
It says starts talking to the cat to you. Like we kind of.
I give him a bite of my churro.
He's playing with it. He doesn't know how to eat churros, so he's got it up, kicking it around. It sticks to his paw. Shaking his paw with it stuck to it because a nail got in there. You know Tiger does.
With the bells on the ends of my shoes.
Oh God. Oh yeah.
Are you an elf or a sultan? Come on now.
Just as the sultan's elf bells.
There's a lot of crossover.
Yeah. Tiger hears the bell and starts to get ready to pounce, and just out of the corner of your eye, you see 9 kittens half his size, like starting to
oh boy,
do the kitten and these are like little 5-pounders. They're not the 15-pound that Tiger is, but little 5-pound decent. But these are big kittens. They're looking like they're gonna pounce on those shoe bells. I don't know why you guys had me do all that, but here we are.
It's D&D.
It's D&D. Anything can happen, and cats included. Anyway, so they attack the shit out of Webb, and eventually he gets them to go away by throwing one of the many balls of yarn his mom somehow unceremoniously stuffed in his bag. Make sure he remembers his knitting lessons for when he gets cold at night.
I've never knitted one time.
Well, she thought you took those lessons seriously when you were out and looking at lyrics and writing songs and sexing satyrs and wood nymphs and things.
Sure.
Yeah.
No yarn.
No yarn. Well, not anymore. He threw it for the cats and then chased it away.
I'll ask the gentleman if he knows where we can hire a guide to take us to Vontario's estate.
You could ask Chet inside. Once he's done with his duties, I'm sure he could take you anywhere in the city. Boy is born in the gutter here, and only reason he's alive is we put him up to work here, and he's a good boy. He can trust him.
Excellent. Let's go inside and grab a drink until Chet is available.
You guys
Chet?
Yeah, Chet.
Chet. Okay.
Chet, yep. You guys enter into this place, and it's a pretty nice place. Pretty polished floors, pretty clean for as far as a medieval tavern goes. Smells are good. You got some sort of soups over soup on the fire. They're cooking something in the kitchen. There's about 10 people in here right now. It's midday. It's not super busy. It looks like it could seat maybe 100, but it's got room. There's only 10 in there right now, so it's pretty slow. But somebody comes up to you as you're coming in, wiping her hand. It's a human girl. She wipes her hands on her apron and says, so 6? And shoo! She shoos Tiger out. Get out of here, Tiger! You know you're not allowed in the inn. And, at the door, and he rubs against the frame of the door, and he spits a little bit, and then goes out, and the guy shoos him away with his shoe a little bit, and Tiger kind of goes off, and the kittens pounce on him, and he rolls around in the dirt for a while, and then a wagon comes, and they scatter. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have Oliver sit outside too, and
That's good.
I'll open my bag of holding and give him like a whole salmon to eat.
He sits there, eats it in one gulp. Salmon. That's fine though, and the guy with the fiddle is admiring him as well. It's like a mighty fine beast you have there. Is he tame?
Oh yes, he's we're intimately bonded.
Okay, as long as he's safe around here, you can leave him there. Does he need tethered up or anything?
Oh, he won't cause any trouble. I guarantee it.
Okay. It sounds good then. So so then he is going to watch your, like, hang out with your griffin for a while. You guys go in. She's happy to feed you or seats you if you guys want seats. So there's 6 of you. Do you wish to be sat? You wish for food? What can I help you with today?
I'm thirsty, man.
Of course, we have the best drinks around. Of course. Right this way. And she leads you. There's 2. She said, "Would you like a booth or a table?" And she's doing the regular old, like, which one you like. This one's it's a circle booth. You guys can all squeeze into, or you can all pull chairs up around a table.
Does she have a lot of flair on her apron?
No, she doesn't have any flair. She's not doing flipping drinks or doing flair. She's not. This is not Fridays. This is not a case of the Wednesdays. It's a Sunday. But yeah, so I mean, she
really,
you
it
guys,
kind of feels like a Tuesday.
it could be, it very easily could be. But yeah, if you guys want, you can grab a table. She'll make sure you all get drinks and food and things like that. And will you ask her about Chet, or are you guys gonna eat and drink first?
We'll definitely inquire about Chet, for sure, because we just want to know when he's off, so we can, hopefully by the time we're done eating, he'll be ready for us.
All right. So what do you say to her?
Let's say, like, we'd like to inquire about Chet's services as a guide through the town. This is the first time here, and we need someone to help us.
Chet! She like yells out to the to the kitchen. You hear a bunch of crashing dishes. This kid comes out semi-soaked, like spaghetti dripping off his shoulder. He's like, what? I told you I was gonna do some dishes, and then you scared me. He's maybe 17, freckles, pimples, long skinny kid, greasy hair, dressed in. He's got an apron on, got some spaghetti on it, and some other stuff all on his suit. But he's like, what do you need? What? I gotta do these dishes so I can go. He says, these people want to inquire about your services. You trying to make money, or are you trying to sleep off another late night at the arena or the jousts? Make money.
There's jousting around here?
Oh yeah, Jubilee is the epicenter of jousting in the entire country. This is where the grand tournament is in 3 days' time.
Holy shit, you guys.
Roland's like, side quest.
That's why the city's been so busy. People are coming from all the lands to compete in the tournament.
What's the name of the tournament?
The Rooster's Cake Tournament.
Yes, it is.
That's a fantastic name.
I was testing you, and you passed.
I want to get some of that cake.
Well, Rooster's Cake was the oldest gentleman of the city. He was an elf who'd been around for near 1,000 years since the city's founding, and he recently passed.
Now,
so
wait, is it the Rooster Cake? I heard it was the cock pie.
The what?
The
No,
cock
it
pie.
was not.
It was not that. It was the Rooster Cake. That was the
Rooster
guy's
Cake.
name. He went by Rooster, and his last name was Cake. He was a beloved breadsmith in town.
Hey.
I'm gonna take a look at their menu. What is the most expensive item on her menu?
Lobster.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll have that.
Okay. It's because it travels.
How close are we to water?
Not close at all.
Sounds fresh.
Not going to be fresh lobster.
Oh, no,
It's flown in daily. It says right on the menu.
No, it
flown
does say
in daily.
fresh daily off her wizard magic.
It's
Oliver
one of
has a
those.
side quest too.
One of those famous river lobsters.
Those are called crawdads, but okay.
I was
Those are
gonna say,
crawdads.
they're called crawdads.
What's the other?
Delicious too.
They call them
Those
something
are
else, too.
crawdads are just evil shrimp.
That's true.
Crawfish.
Crawfish.
They're
I'm gonna
freshwater. They're baby freshwater lobsters.
Gross. Oh,
I'm going to invite Chet to sit with us, and I'm going to buy him a beer.
Oh gosh, I would love a beer, but she'd have my head, and I gotta finish these dishes before the night's out, so I can go to the jousting and see all the knights, and I might even try and catch the last fight after that. But if you guys need me to show you around, I could do it, but it'll have to be for 5 gold.
I'll give you 10 gold if you take us there as quickly as you can.
I can take you right now if you make it 20, because I could pay the old hag off, and she'll let me leave early. But it's up
Maybe
to
we
you.
give you half when we get there.
Are you
we
a
give you
knight
half
too?
now and half
You
when
look.
we get
You
there.
got armor on. Who's that old lady with you?
I'm the old lady that's gonna shut up now.
Are these your servants? You look like a knight. You do too, but you're kind of covered up. He points to Magvarus.
Oh, Magvarus, he's a major knight. He's the knightliest knight I know.
You see his eyes get real big. He's like, "Are you serious? What house is he from?"
His own house. Duh.
He's
Wow.
a champion of Perego.
Oh, he's a holy knight.
Yep.
Wow, that's impressive. I thought about being a warrior, but I'm just so much better at dishes.
Stick
I
to
tried
what
to
you're good
fight
at,
once,
buddy.
it didn't end well, huh?
Well, that's important too.
Well, I hope to one day be an adventurer, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. They put me up here, and I make less than it costs to live here, but they keep a roof over my head.
How many more dishes you got left, kid?
Oh, I don't know, maybe a half hour if I hurry.
I'll just go back there and prestidigitate them all in like a minute.
Holy river lobsters, you did that quick!
Oh yeah. I'm also a knight. A different kind of knight.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were just like a bald fat kid with alopecia.
He's
But
also
like,
a liar, so.
But then I saw
Knights
your
come in
beard, and I
many
thought,
shapes.
I never met a dwarf as small as you. They're usually a little taller.
Or as round.
It's true. You're like as tall as you are wide. It's incredible.
It's something to see on the battlefield, that's for sure.
So you actually fight in that weight
Oh
limit?
yeah.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. Hey,
Of the three of us, one of us always wins.
the three of us. There's like
Yeah. Maggie, Roland here. Calcine usually gets in there.
Well, I guess since they're done, we can go. I mean, if you guys want to head over, I could take you. Where are we going? This is the best inn in town. If you're not from here, you might want to get rooms. But we're almost at capacity because of the Roosters, cake jousting tournament.
We could easily find other accommodations. We're looking for Von Terria's estate.
Are you her servants or her vassals?
That our business with Vontaria is our own.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, my lord. You're right. I sometimes speak out of turn. I'll just stick to dishes and taking you where you want to go.
No,
So
that's all
please don't hit me. Oh God, please just don't strike me down. I know my place. I'm not a noble. I don't belong on a palanquin. I belong here on the streets. My face in the dirt.
I'll like pat him on the back and I'll be like, "That's all right."
He flinches. Oh.
Old lady will speak up and go, "They keep me around too. It's okay."
Oh, that's true. That's true. Great adventurers, you truly must be to escort such an ancient and withered beast with you. But you're right, lady. You're absolutely right. Here, take my arm, and he puts his little freckled and he's even got pimples on his arms. Take my arm, lady. It's dangerous out there, and I don't want you to trip over any of the thief kids that run around.
Or the
She'll
kittens.
take his arm and she'll really hobble it out. Just playing it up. Playing the role.
All right, give me some deception check there, then, just for funsies, because you might be like, "Wow, you're pretty light on your feet."
That's not my thing. No.
I know. It's funny because it's not. It's like,
How about survival? How's
yeah,
that?
you can figure out where you're supposed to go if the bear's chasing you.
Oh, it's a one!
Oh, let's re-roll
Wait,
that.
okay, hold on.
I'm gonna
I
use a
will
luck
come
right
in.
now.
Where's your portents at?
Use reroll because of web.
Yeah,
You
she
don't
can.
like
have
it.
it.
I will come in and I'll be like, "Oh, let me help you, Grandma."
Much better.
Boom. Thank you, new guy who I didn't trust before.
Joe, sorry, you
Paranoia
still can roll
is
too. I
gone.
mean, his is much better, but you get a free roll because of web being right there.
Alright. Cool. Let's go again. Oh, so good still. It's a
So-
You're
5.
terrible.
So you aren't great at this.
Not
I
good
thought
at this.
disguises were supposed to be your thing.
Well, no,
They
she
were.
has
I gotta fix
disguises,
this.
but she doesn't have
Her thing
deception.
is murdering people. It's not disguising.
Guys, we haven't leveled up since 2018 or
That's
something. I
true,
don't know. It's
that's
been
so
a long
true.
time.
Yeah,
Haven't changed anything.
Didn't you guys level up last game?
you're supposed to.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wait,
You did,
I
but
thought that that was a
did you
joke.
turn that mod on?
Oh no, you guys should be level 14 if you aren't.
Yeah, I did not.
I don't remember you saying that.
Uh-huh.
Did you say that?
Well, Magvars is 14, so somebody heard me.
Oh, I thought it was a joke because Megan wasn't there.
Oh yeah, everybody but
I-
Megan gets a level. That's
I
right.
need you
Well, no, I'm
to
taking one. It's too
load
late.
the Unearthed Arcana so that I can level up.
You need me to unlock it?
I have something on that already, and it's stopping me from leveling up.
I don't have an option for it.
It should be on your mod list.
I know, I'm looking. I don't have it. It's not showing up. I'll have to see if for some reason I don't have it in there for whatever. I thought I had Unearthed Arcana, but it's not in here. Yeah, nope, it's not showing up. I got nothing, bro. I'm looking still. Nothing. And I'm pretty sure I have it, so I'm not sure why it doesn't show up for me. Oh wow, all these effects aren't even on either since I came in here. All this stuff's off. But anyhow, so Chet's gonna lead you guys. Your costume doesn't seem to be full. He definitely notices something about your costume, but is distracted by Jean just in time to not say anything. And by the time he looks back, he's not looking at the crack in your mask or whatever.
He can't see it. My makeup was spot on, and I had a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take my beer to go.
Okay, they get you a styrofoam cup. Or I don't know. That you can take. There's a bucket, a barrel full of horns from that you can dump in a.
Get you a travel horn.
Travel horn.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Tastes a little talcumy, but it's fine.
I'll bring it back later.
Okay. So where Lady Von Tara's then? That's where you want to go?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I've never. You think? Am I gonna go in? Am I? What?
Probably not.
Gosh, jeez. All right. Well, he's walking slowly next to Jelsara, who's limping and really milking it up. And he starts taking you guys in the general direction you're supposed to be going. He takes a couple of turns that maybe don't seem right initially, but then eventually he'll turn again, and you're like, okay, maybe he is taking us places. He goes like...
I'm double checking my notes.
He backtracks a couple times, like, yeah, it's just... And does anybody say anything to him? He's like, well, we gotta go this way, and he comes back up here, and he goes this way.
Son, are you lost?
Oh no, I'm avoiding different gang territory. I don't want to fight anybody, and I'm not. They've chased me enough this week. If they catch me again, they might take a hand or try to recruit me, and I can't. I just try to stay, out of trouble.
Sounds like you really know your way around this city.
Well, I don't even remember anything except for the streets of the city. This is where I'm from. This is probably where I'll die. I don't know if I'll ever truly get to be an adventurer. I wish that kids could be adventurers, but I'm not a man yet, even though I want to be, and I'm trying my hardest. It's just...
How old are you, kid?
I'm 13.
Ah, 13.
I know I look a little older, but it's just because I'm tall.
We know Mayor is younger than that.
You know what?
I said that's nothing. We know Mayor's younger than that. You can be whatever you want to be.
Wow, really? What do you mean? Where did you meet a mayor that was
Over
older younger than
Morzant.
that?
Yeah, Morzant, they got a mare over there. It's like 8 years old.
So I could just be... No, I don't think you're right, because, I
I'm right,
belong
kid.
to the streets. I don't think I could ever go above my place.
Well, not with that attitude.
Well, I owe so much to the owners of the Royal Inn and Tavern. I'd have to pay them off before I could do anything. Or they
Roland, you
put
could use a squire, couldn't you?
a warrant out for my arrest. Wow, a real squire? I could be a real squire?
Slow down a minute there.
Roland, oh my gosh, do you think, Sir Roland, my
He's
lord,
been talking about wanting one for years.
I would,
so long?
if you put up
He, like,
the
won't shut up
wages
about it.
required to buy my servitude from the Royal Inn, I would be forever in your debt, and I would
How much
polish
would that
your
cost
armor.
him?
Yeah, how much?
Oh, I've been there a couple of years. I'd have to check the tally, but I think I'm at 100 gold.
100 gold?
100 gold.
I'll pay it.
I know. Go, bless you, my lord. Bless you, like falls before you on his knees. And he starts to shine your shoe. And he's like kissing the ground. He's like,
No!
You're really gonna buy away my servitude from the inn. It's my last dish, not for my lord, Master Sir Roland of the Flying Griffin. No one and no all. Before you stands greatness. Greatness, I say. A man with a nicer, shinier, better disposition is not known in all of Grenweld. Beware you, jousters. Roland is gonna joust you away. He's gonna win the tournament. The princess will marry you. I know it.
Paying for compliments, there he is.
Your mom is sweet too. Is this your grandma? She's so nice. She's
Great grandma.
I will take burden away from you, lady. I don't want you to have to wash his underwears or his dishes any longer. My job is his.
He doesn't.
Is to. Oh well, we got to make sure to shine his armor up nice and clean then, so he doesn't have any blistering.
I mean, I'm into that. You can carry my lance too.
Oh,
The lance
Marengo's
is
shining his great, glorious God of gods on me as of now. If I knew more about the gods, I'd have other good things to say, but that's the only one I've ever truly heard praised. But I can do so much, and you already have one servant. He puts his arm around Jean's shoulders. It's so good to have another kid around, isn't it? Oh man, I never had a best friend. I've always just been a street urchin. Now
I'm just gonna cut him off. He's like, that's enough talking. Let's continue.
I'm sorry. Oh my God, don't beat me. I'm sorry. Master Roland, did I offend? I didn't mean to offend. I just want.
No.
It's this way. It's this way.
Not
Please
at all.
come this way. Oh my God.
I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
He's got his arm around your neck. He's got his arm over your shoulders.
And I'm gonna be like, hey, everything is going to be okay.
And the old lady goes, maybe you should just beat him.
Oh, your mom's a mean one, but I understand. A hard life has obviously aged her beyond beauty, and she's got to be bitter. I would be too. No big deal. I feel your pain. And you know what, mister with the hat? I can tell you're a little older than me, and I appreciate you letting me know it's going to be okay. It's going to be this way. Hang on. Hold on.
Oh, the other hat. Got it.
Yeah, Jean. He's got Jean's arm around Jean. Yeah. Buddy's
this is a new hat.
He takes you this way, and he starts to kind of, okay, hurry, this way. It's pretty close now. I'm not really supposed to be down here. It's not typically okay for people in my station to be this low in towards the Temple District.
Remember, you're a squire now.
I know, but it's not official until he pays my dues. I'm gonna go. I'm brave. This way.
All right, come on, Braveheart.
And he gets to the edge of the street here, and he points. He says, "That building there, the long one, that's her keep. That's her place." And you see before you a walled, like a 10-foot wall around that's made of a darker stone. It has ramparts along the top of it, like a castle would. And you see there's actually armed guards walking along the top of it even. And it's a pretty good sized estate from the look of it.
Gilsara's going to look back at Roland, keep the old lady voice, and go, are you sure you want to keep this little pansy around? I mean, I know he kept us here. He got us here, but seems like a little bit of a baby.
Listen,
fit in with us.
Oh my gosh. You guys are talking about me?
He can't hear me. I'm whispering an old lady whisper.
I just hope he can keep me.
It's alright. I think he's got potential.
He's pretty paranoid all the time.
Are you coming with us, kid?
Well, I mean, I'll never leave Sir Roland's side again unless he tells me otherwise.
Roland, you want him to come with us?
I'm your vassal, my lord, and he does a really awkward bow, and it's definitely not something he's practiced a ton. He's more better at groveling.
Yeah, might as well. I'll vouch for him.
All right. Well, you're a little shrimpy to be going in there, so I cast enlarge on him.
That's contested because he doesn't know what's going on, so it's unwilling.
You're a little shrimpy, says the halfling.
All right.
What's a contested for him?
Oh, I don't know. It's a con save. DC 18.
yeah, he's big.
He's big.
He's big. He enlarges, and he's like, oh my god, you guys, holy cow! I've never been this big before. I could be a fighter after all. How did this happen? What is this witchery?
Don't worry, you're fine.
Oh wow, the little wrinkly dwarf man, he's so good to me. Look at how big I've become. I protect you, Master Roland. Fear not.
It only lasts a minute. This is gonna be hilarious.
You guys walk the final minute up, and as you're walking up, he's like Mario getting hit by a Koopa. You know, like just sizes down like Altered Beast, ready to go. And then he sizes back down to himself as he's walking up, like confidently. He's like,
Yes.
But yeah, so he definitely sizes down. You guys get up there, and he's standing there, and he realizes he sized down, all but pees himself, leaps back, hides behind Roland, and says, "We're there. We made it."
Hey, remember how you felt just a minute ago?
Yeah.
Hey, that's in your heart.
I
And
know.
That's how you can feel about yourself. You don't have to be big to feel big. Look at me.
Well, it's okay. I hear you, dwarf.
Wow. Look
All
at him teaching.
Life
people.
coaching right here. Life coaching. Let's go.
Sign me up. All right. Well, we're there. There are two burly half-orc guards at the gate. Neither wearing any armor. Both carrying large weapons. Both with war paint on. And they have clothes on. They're not like ragged. They look well, taken care of. But they've got gold hoops and things, like little gold hoops, and one's got his nose pierced in a gold hoop, and they as you approach, they definitely notice, and they say, "What's your business in the Keep von Taren?"
I'll go ahead and take the hood off of my cloak, and
Just the hood?
I'm just taking the hood off.
Okay, so can they see the Morzanthian chains or no?
I'm no longer holding my cloak tightly closed.
So if the wind is blowing a little bit, they might catch some chains.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, give me a wind check.
I'm not trying to hide it. I just was keeping my face mostly covered until now.
Okay, so you whip your cloak down a little bit. Wind blows on it. They still just like are looking at you with curious and cautious eyes.
I'll hand them the letter from Von Taren.
Okay.
And tell them that we're here to see Von Teria on order of her brother, Von
Okay.
Taren from Summerside.
And one of them takes it.
At the request of, I guess, not on order.
Okay. One of them takes it and it kind of looks the paper over. He doesn't open it. He sees the stamp on it. Everybody can roll insight if you're there. Eric, I'm gonna need a commoner for Chet, unless you guys get him killed.
19.
Why is everybody so good at insight?
I know, right? Everybody rolled above like 19. And the lowest score is a 19. They both pale a little bit. Like you could see that they notice the insignia on the wax, and it seems like they're taken aback a bit, as if like they didn't expect to see that. But once that passes quickly, and you're surprised to have seen it in the first place, because these guys are the epitome of badass barbarian half-orcs, and they don't leave that guard down for long. And in fact, really, if you hadn't all rolled above 19, you wouldn't have had any fucking clue. But they say, okay, very well. Wait here a moment, and one of us will go and grab the head steward of the home and see if we can get you an audience. And one of them turns around, opens the gate, shuts it behind him, goes in, and some time starts to pass. You guys are standing in the street.
I don't like that.
What?
Oh, I just don't like the way they're acting. Why does she have half-orcs guarding her estate? Is this normal?
Hard to say. You've never been to Jubilee and you don't know Vontaria.
Nah, I'm not asking. I'm not asking you. I'm gonna look at the kid and be
Is
like,
there-
yo.
Is there still a guard there, or did they both go in?
One went in and one is standing there still.
I'm gonna
What do
ask
the
him
kids
about.
say?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was saying what do the kids say? Go ahead, Roland.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about what the kid said too, but I was making sure if they're saying that in earshot of the guard.
No. I'm gonna back off, obviously, and make sure that.
You're gonna take Chet around the corner and talk to him privately.
No, I think we're gonna like huddle like 10 feet away and be like,
Okay.
You guys think this is normal? What do you
Chet
think?
says, "Well, Lady Von Tara has the strongest personal guard out of anybody that I know in the city outside the nobility or the the majesties of the city themselves. I know she's been known to have some barbarians, to watch her. She pays handsomely too, from what I understand. So it's not they don't appear to be different than normal to me, from what I have heard."
I want to approach the guard who's still there,
Okay.
and I want to ask him about the rumor that Vontaria is sick or injured.
You ask the guard.
Yeah.
Do you have diplomacy or persuasion?
I do have persuasion.
Diplomacy's Pathfinder, isn't it?
Yes.
This is my way.
Should I roll persuasion?
Yeah,
Yes.
please. 35. The rumors you heard, my lord, are not wrong. Right? The Lady Vantara has fallen strangely sick in the middle of the night. She was healthy when she went to bed, and she woke up without being able to move even a little from her own bedchamber. It's been now 2 weeks since she's been in this state, and we fear she may not ever pull out.
I'm going to direct his attention to Magvaris and say, we have a great healer with us. Perhaps if you could let us in, we could assist Vontaria in some way. Please, if she's ill, let us in.
It is not for me to say. My brother-in-arms has went to check with the lady of the estate to see if you coming in is allowed, even with such an insignia as such that we've not seen in some time. It is still her call. And around that time, after you've now had a sidebar with Chet and then come back to talk to the half-orc, the other half-orc shows back up without the letter in tow, and he opens the gate and says, "The steward will see you through the manor and set an arrangement for one of you to speak with Lady Vantara. Please come in." And they lead you through a master garden that surrounds the building itself into a great hall that has benches along the side, a couple of pillars holding up the roof, and then it closes off, and there's 3 doors off the main hall entrance. And he says, "Please, if all but whoever wishes for the audience with Vantara would like to, please wait here in the main hall. I will take only one of you who, if you worry for your life at all or are of low constitutional health, I would say maybe not be the one to go with me. Perhaps he who is hardiest should be the one to see Vantara, as it is not a sight for those weak of eyes or stomach. As well as we're not sure if it's contagious."
Is he hinting at Chet?
No, he's not. He completely ignores Chet. They have not. He could be shit they stepped in. They would not care at all about him. He's obviously a stranger they care not for.
Well, I'm pretty hardy, but I don't have to go.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. And side note, could you take that enhance ability off of me? Because I think it would have expired by now.
Oh, sure.
I got it.
I put that token on your messenger.
Thank you, sir. I can't wait to see it. So we got to decide who's gonna go. No, bro, he doesn't look like anything like that. I love the kid. He's great. That's a really good one. But he's not a monk. He's like a greasy-haired street urchin.
He's a bald street urchin. Okay, he has alopecia. It is a health
Bald at
condition.
age 13.
He is not a monk.
This one doesn't have alopecia. I'll wait for the next one.
That's just what that is what I had available ready.
All right. Well, I will use one of the very commoner ones I have in my plethora here then. Anyhow, so you guys decide who wants to go where, what, and when.
So we're going in to see Vontaria.
You guys are in the main hall to Vontaria's estate, and she's said they've said one of you will be allowed to go back to speak with her.
Oh, only one.
Yep.
Oh.
I'll just go. I'm the one that had the message anyway.
Yeah, it was. Calcine was the one who talked to Von Terran, so I think that makes sense.
Before she...
Enhance.
Wow. Did anybody else hear the stream? The sounds?
Did you link
Tim was
the
struggling.
thing so that we could hear the sound?
I did link it. What's he
You
struggling
did
with?
not. I'm not sure I believe that.
It's in chat. What's Tim struggling with? Oh, he left. I'll bring him back.
That's the issue with Ontario.
All I heard was issue with Vontaria.
Have they hired a cleric?
They do have a cleric. Is that what you're asking? Sorry, I missed some of that.
Yeah, have they hired a cleric yet to, like?
Yes, there is a
figure out-
there is a cleric that's been in to see her, from the temple district that they've come in. From the one true God's cleric has been by to see her. He's not been able to do anything.
Who is the one true God?
No, please.
Should I use insight to see if I could
crap.
potentially help?
Never mind. So Chet's name just got changed by Chat. It's now Butters.
Well,
Do you want him
Chet's
to
his
have-
real name, but he
Does he
goes
have-
by Butters.
Yeah,
he have
it's-
blonde hair
so,
now?
so I see. I missed the nerd. I need to figure out how to make the noise for the Nerd Force because I missed the Nerd Force on there. But yeah, no. So it is now Chet is now Butters. So you're welcome. Chat brought this on you guys. Chat turned Chet into Butters, and it's not my fault.
Let's go.
But I'm gonna have to now speak as if I'm Butters when I'm not. Oh God, you guys. Oh God. We're in the city. We gotta go. Oh man. Is that pretty Butters? I don't know.
It's not terrible.
I'll work on it for next time.
We're gonna kill him before then. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Butters never dies. It's Kenny that dies. All right.
I mean, I definitely used deception when I was like, everything will be okay.
So the one true God that they're talking about, none of you have ever actually heard much about. The only one that might have heard whiffs of rumors of it is Magvarus, but he doesn't really fuck with the church like that. So even still, like he's more of he follows the spirituality of Perego versus the organization of the church.
Should we make a religion check, Magvarus, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was. I mean, that's the only way he'd really know it. Thanks for that, Hot 8 Ball.
Is anyone else proficient in religion?
Abysmal in religion. That was pretty good.
What does the 22 get me?
A 22 gets you. You've heard rumors of a upstart cult not worshiping the original set of gods of the land and saying that it was all made by a greater god that has actually been around since before even any of the pantheon of gods that are commonly worshipped. And the one true god has taken Jubilee itself by storm, especially with the poorer folk.
That's pretty typical. My god's greater than yours kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much all religions, actually.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, so who's going in? Is it Calcine?
Calcine.
Okay. So Calcine, if you're going in, then they'll leave the rest of the 5 in the hall, and they'll take you through a winding group of a couple different hallways, back through a couple different areas. You'll hear the kitchen off to your right at some point, smell some food, and then you'll eventually get to a large oak door that they open, and it's a giant bed chamber with a 4-poster bed with like the veil or like the semi see-through hanging curtains. Canopy, thank you. And
I'm gonna when we get into the main hall, I'm gonna remove my cloak and put it in my bag of holding.
Okay, very cool. So you open the door and you see on the bed before you an elf lady, and You've seen old elves before, and she appears to be among the older of the eldest of the elves you've seen. She is withered and sickly. She has dark circles under her eyes. Her stark white hair flows and is covered. She's got a ton of she's just sweaty. Like her hair is all sweaty, and she's laying there's a pool of sweat around her body. The blankets have been kicked back and forth off of her. She appears almost anorexic in how thin her limbs are. But as you walk in, she leans over, leans her head to the side a little bit. It appears to take loads of effort for her to tilt her head towards you, and she opens her eyes ever so slightly. You can tell they're just bloodshot, as if she has not been sleeping or has dust in her eyes, and she croaks out, "My brother sent you?"
Yes, milady.
Then he knows that I was not able to complete my task.
He sent us to protect you as you completed your task. He had concerns about your well-being since he hadn't received confirmation of your that you'd received your package. I come out of concern for your wellness.
My brother is wise, for he was not far from the truth. I've not been able to move since the day after his stupid package arrived. Are you here to help me to heal, or to take the package in my stead?
Yes.
So both of them. You don't look much of a healer. In fact, you're covered in guts and gore. You must be a mighty warrior of types. Yeah, the butcher's bib always make you have gore on you. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I forgot I was wearing the bib.
I did not.
I don't always wear it. But I am wearing it because I put it back on before we moved out of the city.
That's all right. Takes all kinds.
I'll just I am not the healer, milady. We did bring a healer with us, but we were told that only one of us was able to come back. I can fetch a healer for you as well, but we, since I was the one that spoke with your brother, I wanted to come back first and see your state and discuss whether we need to take the package in your stead.
I fear my life may be near its end, and this package definitely needs delivered. If you could heal me, I would gladly travel with you or owe you a debt of my own. But this package is more important than even my life, for the state of all of Yendel and the kings to come may depend on it.
All right. Well, I'm going to take, I'm not going to, leave the room, but I'm going to call the healer. I'll look at her.
The guard that brought you here was Malachi, I believe. Tell Malachi that I want the rest of your party to come and meet me. I wish to see them.
I'm gonna kind of back up to the door and keep my eyes on her and open the door and go, Malachi!
Malachi! You yell into his face. You open the door and he's there.
The lady requests the rest of the party. Fetch the
Very
healer.
well. And he's probably the bigger of the two orcs, but half orcs, but very well. And he trudges off to get him, and he comes and grabs the rest of you guys. You guys all end up in her chamber, semi-distant from her bed. Not all of you riding right up onto it, giving her some distance because she is some sort of sick that no one knows about. But now that you guys are all in there, she says, "So my brother must trust you greatly to entrust you to his sister and to the life of Yendel."
We've known your brother to be a very fair and reasonable man. We've saved his life, and now I think he's helping hopefully save ours. So we are here to keep the score even between us and help those in need.
There's no greater honor than paying a life debt. But perhaps you can save me yet, perhaps you cannot. But either way, this package must reach the new king or queen of the elven people in Yendel.
Can I roll a medicine to see if I can figure it out?
100%.
Also, can I check out this package and make sure it's not the reason she's sick?
She's not. She doesn't have a package on you. She just keeps referring to it.
She didn't hand the package to me yet.
No, she doesn't. There's not been a package. She's basically in her bedclothes in bed and hasn't been able to move.
What does the 14 tell me?
Not very much medicine-wise. You're looking at her, and you can't find any. You don't sense any like exterior wounds. She has a heavy fever. She's covered in sweat. She's slightly shaky. You could tell like by the way her skin lies that her body is eating itself a little bit. Like she wasn't always this thin, but you think something is like essentially eating her from the inside out, chewing the muscle and just making her just completely famished. And
I'm gonna use my magical awareness in the room.
Okay.
So it could be a
60-foot
curse.
cylinder, any spell or magic.
You would be able to tell that there's a spell on her or an effect?
Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn the school of magic it belongs to.
So it's just for items.
No, spell. Any spell or magic item.
Okay. There is a thread of magic coming off of her in a dark like string that like leads out the window and off a ways. Like come right off her, like a black string tied to something in the far distance that you can't even see where it leads completely, but deeper into the city from where you are now, though, for sure.
Okay. I'm going to communicate that to the magic users that can do something with that.
That sounds like a curse.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Greater Restoration as a ritual.
Okay. Is it an hour or 10 minutes?
It's one action, so 10 minutes plus like a second or something.
So that's 6 seconds.
I will pull out my book and I'll flip through some pages, and I'm like, I have Dispel Magic. It'll take me a while to get it ready.
I mean, I could cast Dispel Magic now, but if it's a curse, then wouldn't we need Remove Curse?
Right.
I don't
Greater
know.
Restoration
Tell me-
removes curses.
Actually, Dane, you have to tell me what school the...
I'm a
magic
wizard,
is
not a
from.
cleric.
It's necromancy.
So it's not necessarily... I mean, it's not necessarily... It's not a curse, but it's not necessarily a curse. It's just a necromantic spell of some nature.
Well, if Greater Restoration doesn't work, I'll try a high-level Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Does Greater Restoration work?
What are you trying to have it do?
Remove the curse. Or I mean, like it does like, yeah, remove a curse. It removes a curse. One curse.
So you did one effect, charmed or petrified, one curse, including the target's attunement to a cursed magic item, any reduction in the creature's ability scores, one effect reducing the target's hit points maximum. So you're choosing to try to remove a curse, not any of the other stuff, right? Because
I mean, I could try it. I could cast it 4 times to try and remove all of the things, but like, I mean, it sounds like a curse. It's not. They're not charmed or petrified. Maybe there's a reduction to one of the target's ability scores, but I doubt it. And there could be an effect reducing the target's hit point maximum, but I don't know.
Okay. Well, Greater Restoration does do something. The black line that's on her seems to thin after you've cast it. For your eyesight there, Calcine, for Calcine's eyesight, you know, whatever black cord of magical power that's coming off of her doesn't break or go away, but it seems to thin a bit at the Greater Restoration's casting. And she seems to get a little more color back to her skin, even though she, like her brother, is almost an albino in the sense that they're very white with very white hair.
Some sort of life drain.
But she did get a little bit of healthy from that, but you can tell she's still not quite over the hump.
We're so much better than other
Let's
people.
try to dispel them.
Yeah, let's try the Dispel Magic.
Okay, at what level?
I'll cast it at 5th level.
All right, let's roll. Not sure all my stuff got moved around. Funny.
Oh wait, no, wrong thing. Sorry.
Oh my god, those.
That's okay. I'll take that.
Is that one better?
That's a little bit better.
And actually, it's 2 more because I should be able to use Jack of all trades on that.
Oh yeah, so it'd be 26. Okay, so you dispel magic pretty well against her. Then it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't roll anywhere near good enough. And it seems to break the curse off of her. You see the black cord of evil magic kind of dissipate and flake away as if ash in the wind, breaking, starting from her and following the cord out to the source.
Cool.
She sighs and passes out.
Oh.
She's alive and breathing much less shallow breath than she had before. They're deeper, almost like she finally is asleep, as after staying awake for weeks fighting this death curse that was on her. She's unconscious and asleep in the bed.
Okay. Well, perhaps she could be healed a little bit and then left to rest.
Yeah. Can we like call for the guards and let them know what happened?
100%. Yeah. You know Malachi, at least. He's the one that's outside the door.
Sorry, I was muted. I healed her for 9 hit points with healing word.
I heard the healing word go off. That was nice.
Sorry.
No, it was great.
I'll go ahead and cast a prayer of healing as well.
Okay. That's 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She's definitely looks a lot better. She's still very small, and it looks like she definitely has been in bed for a long time. She lost some muscle tone. She lost some meat off of her because, like, whatever it was literally eating her from the inside out. Her flesh is kind of droopy on her bones because of all the good, healthy meat that got taken from her. Malachi shows up and opens the door, semi on defense. But you know, he's right outside the door. He says, what has happened to my lady?"
Well, we detected some kind of evil magic working on her, and we were able to dispel it, thankfully.
Oh, my lord, Roland is the strongest paladin around. And no one can really stop him. It says Butters, Chet Butters, Butter Chet, Chet Boyardee.
Yes, as Butters said, I am quite proficient in the use of certain kinds of magic, and I was able to break this curse that seemed to be affecting her. She seems to be resting more peacefully now.
You look like you do violence well, but when it comes to healing and praising the great Lord Perego, I think they said, no one will do better than my Lord Magvaris and my Sir Lord Roland, the Knight of the majestic kingdoms of the Griffin.
And me.
And that little dwarf, too.
Yep, thank you.
And my new best friend! And he puts his arm around Jean's shoulders. So good to have another kid around! Jean just rubs his eyes like I'm so tired. He wants to kill Jean so bad. Or he wants to kill Butters so bad. Jean, you might have missed it, but Butters put his arm around you and said, so good to have another kid around after talking about how great everybody was.
No, that's great. That's fantastic. I am also glad to have a friend.
Best friend.
Is what I will tell him. Hold on, let me roll.
Let's deceive just a bit. Oh yeah, he believes the shit out of you. All right, so she's resting. Malachi comes in and she sees her and she looks better. And you guys explain there was a spell, and he thanks you. He says, you know, the priests from the Great Temple and the Temple District that have taken over the entire district, ousting all of the other lords of the gods, the clerics of the gods there, have been able to do nothing for her. And then you and your crew came at behest of her elder brother, who we've not had much word with of late, or in many years. I myself was but a young boy when I joined her service, and I have never met or even seen him. But to see his crest and to have his people show and save her in this time of need says many things for the love of a brother for his sister. Which is totally not true. Like, what he's saying is a farce, because Von Terrian's like, make sure this package gets there. I don't give a shit about my sister. Just figure out what's going on with the package. You know, he didn't say that, but that's much more the feeling you get from Von Terrian and his emotions.
All right, so while we're waiting on Von Terria to wake up from her rest, I'm going to go ahead and... I took 2 guards unconscious or corpses from the palace. I'm going to take the equipment from one of the guards and drop it on the ground and have Butters put it on.
He is beside himself, and he starts putting it on backwards. Like, he has no idea what he's doing. He's never put on armor before.
I'll
He's
help
the
him
worst
out.
squire ever to be hired, but he will be the best with your guys' fine-tuning, with your tempering of his, like, really molten steel. Oh, gosh. Thank you so much, my lord. I can't wait. And he tries to put it on, and it's obviously a little heavier than he's used to, and it's backwards. It's choking him. And he, like, falls to his knees and shoves it off. He's like, hey, but put it on backwards.
We'll make a man of you yet, young sir.
And you guys help him get all suited up. What kind of armor was it?
Wait, no.
Holy shit. Okay. I mean, he's big enough. He's tall. He's like
I think they had a glaive, too.
Oh, yeah, he's ready now. He'll take that shit, too.
Is he going to take the speed penalty? Because he probably doesn't have a 15 strength score.
He doesn't.
He's wiry.
He is kind of wiry. He's more of a dex fighter, but he doesn't know that yet, so he's going to take the penalties until you guys figure out how he
I've got
fights.
chainmail, too. If we got what's the penalty? Like, he just can't move very fast?
He just never gets there. He's like, guys, I don't think this is working well.
I think even chainmail has a strength requirement. I could be wrong, though.
Well, so far, I mean, his background is urchin, so he's a street urchin.
I sent you another token,
Oh,
sir.
thank God. I can't wait.
We could
Chainmail's
use
like,
we could use the sidekick rules from Tasha to really flesh him out.
All right, I'll leave that to you to build him, okay?
I have some just basic ass leather armor if you want that.
That'd probably be better
he
for
only
him.
needs a straight 13 for chainmail, so...
He probably doesn't even
He doesn't have that.
He's starting with commoner. I'm gonna add some stuff to him later, but he starts with commoner, and it's all 10s.
Here,
Straight
kid,
well-
take this. I'll give him the leather armor.
Okay.
So his armor class is 11 instead of 10.
All right,
Hey.
I'll take the plate armor back into my inventory.
Might as well.
But he's got a glaive.
Yeah, he's got leather armor and a glaive now. He's ready. I feel like he's definitely.
He's like, drink your milk and you'll get this armor one day.
NPCs. I'll just make a new one. No, that's fine. And okay, put it in there. Put it in there. Look up letters. All right, I got him. So just so we're clear, I'm going to throw him on here so we can. All right, so let's talk about what you guys are doing then. So she's asleep. Malachi says, "Okay, well, obviously you're welcome here. Having it looks like she's the best shape she's ever been in since this happened almost 2 weeks ago. After she stopped over at the." She went to check on the setup of the jousting space to make sure that it was ready for the ceremony coming up, and she's been pretty much handling it this whole entire time. And once she went ill, some of the other lords of the city, then at that point they did take over for her, but she's been sick ever since.
So we're just hanging out till she wakes up.
There's Butters for you guys if you want to check him out. Basically the bald kid with hair.
Where is he?
On the map.
There it is.
Why is he way over there?
That's where he got put. I'm gonna move him. I'm gonna move him over to you guys. Don't worry. We're not friends. There we go. He's right next to Magvarus and Jean now. All right. So Malachi sets you guys up with rooms, and this place is pretty big. It's deceptively large. It's almost like the TARDIS how big it is. And they find you guys rooms. You guys can rest again. By the time all this has happened, it's getting to be into evening. The kitchen will make some food for you. It's not bad food. It's not good food. It's moderate food. Probably could use some extra seasoning. But they put you up for the night. You guys are here, and then upon the morning, You're
I
summoned.
have questions.
Okay, let's talk.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I needed to interrupt you.
It's fine.
The cord that was attached to her after he said that she came back from overseeing blah blah blah. I'm going to have him take me to the window and point me in the general direction of said vicinity of said facility.
The jousting facility is number 7, so it would be the general direction in which the cord was flowing.
Okay. Thank you. That's actually my only question, and I'm gonna take note of that and take the time when we're by ourselves to discuss that. Actually, I won't discuss that when we're by ourselves. I'll discuss that with the guards. They seem to care and would know more about anybody in the area that would want this to not go off correctly, or that perhaps she was overseeing something that someone else wanted to oversee. I don't know. Who had motive, right?
Right. Who had motive indeed. Okay. Malachi will speak to you about it, and he's very firm. She was only at the jousting grounds a little while over the course of it, as she's had messengers do most of the work, and Sir Temerus is the knight who handles most of the ceremonies there, and she's had him taking care of most. He's been a knight in her service for some time, though he's not a direct member of her staff. He is known to have done things for her over the course of the years quite a few times.
So has anyone else reportedly come down sick with this? Anything like what?
No one else has come down sick. She literally was doing fine, and then almost 2 weeks ago now, and then next thing we know, she wouldn't even get out of bed the following morning. It was the strangest thing, and none of the clerics that came by could do anything, and there aren't very many wizards of real repute in the city, as there is no place for them to study or learn. They typically, the wizarding community for the most part sticks to Summerside.
Sure.
And even our temple district since now just has this one god that they speak of that I know not much about, for I follow the old ways.
Well, that's another thing. Has the lady openly condemned or said anything against the new god?
No.
Has there been...
She steers relatively clear of any drama, if you would. She's more interested in her earnings than she is any rumors or any drama that goes on in the city amongst the elite. As far as heads of households go, even though she's a woman and she's, because of her age and time that she's been part of the city, she's accepted as a high-ranking official of the city in her own right. And it may say Gork's Arena on the door, but I'm not sure if you realize the Vontarian and Vontaria are two of the oldest arena-owning family members in the entirety of the world.
All right, those are all my questions. No further questions.
I pledge to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So
the
help
defense
me.
rests.
So help me, elder gods. Anybody else? Anything? Looking good there, Eric.
I want to know more about the tournament. Is it still possible to enter? Do they allow griffins?
Well, it is, from my understanding, it is for noble birthed houses to enter their knights in, and it is a horse jousting competition.
Okay, I am not noble born.
Oh.
Yeah, he could be Vontaria's noble.
You hear Butters say, "Oh, you're the noblest. No one's nobler than my Lord Roland and his master at arms, Magvarus. Oh my God!"
We could polymorph Oliver into a horse, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could.
Oh, easily. That could be done for sure.
A war
You
horse.
probably want one of us to be a horse if we were much smarter. Than all
Malachi does say, it is not unheard of for lords and ladies of the different houses to enter a non-noble champion to represent them. If you ask Milady politely, being that you and your ilk have been the ones to save her from her demise potentially, she might allow you to represent her house instead of Sir Termus, who usually does such things for the house.
And what's the grand prize?
A chance to be wed to the princess.
Oh.
as well as 500 gold.
Or prince.
500 gold, that's it?
Yeah, I mean, the hand of the princess is pretty big. The 500 gold is essentially room and board for all these guys.
I mean, I'm pretty happy being single, so.
But if you marry into the noble line as a knight, a common knight, you could up your name for all generations to come.
What if he wins and he keeps the gold, but he has a fill-in for the other half?
I don't think she's interested in dwarves.
Ew.
Good thing for her.
Very nice. But yeah, so any other questions the evening before or bedtime, and then more questions when she wakes up, hopefully, or?
Yeah, we'll have questions for her when she wakes up because we need the package.
All right. Well, you guys all get some sleep unless anybody's doing any nighttime driving. No. Okay. So then morning comes unencumbered. Nothing happens. You guys get your long rest. She is awake and sitting up in bed. She's having porridge that was made by her kitchen. She's sipping it slowly, drinking some hot tea, and trying to recoup her strength as she's still not quite 100%. But she just looks like a different person. She's got a little bit of red in her cheeks. Her eyes aren't bloodshot as much. She's still very small in comparison to all of you, even Jean and Chet, or I'm sorry, Butter. But
Here, my lady, I made this for you while I was sleeping. It's my mother's recipe. It's a good berry muffin.
She eats the glazed good berry muffin for sure. She smashes that shit.
You made it while you were sleeping, or when she was sleeping?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she definitely crushes that, and it looks like that puts some hair on her chest too, so she's doing a little better. But she says, "I come in, please. I don't know you, and my brother and I may not always see eye to eye, but what you've done in coming here, you've done something that no others have been able to do, and I do owe you, and yet I fear I must ask you a favor. Though I am not feeling near as ill as I was prior to your arrival, I don't think that I could healthfully or safely make this trip to Yendel, and I wish to ask that you do as my brother has requested, and now that I request as well, and take this package to the ceremony of Yendel that is here in 9 days."
That sounds reasonable, but is there any chance you can provide us with some assistance, perhaps from your guards?
I mean, I will help however you need.
Where in Yendel do we need to take this?
Well, to the main citadel is where the master's ceremony shall be held at the turn of the new moon. As the moon's newness comes at midnight, the ceremony shall commence.
And the package is, it's obvious that if we're holding the package that we're going to be granted access to deliver it to whomever, whatever.
I see why he's chosen you as his champions for this deed, for you're not just blunt instruments all the time, even though you may look it covered in blood as you are. You are correct. They will know if they choose to listen to the truth. They will know. However, they will not want to hear the truth, and getting this package to the throne room is going to be dangerous, to say the least.
So are we walking a bomb into it, or are we terrorists? What?
I didn't realize my brother told you everything. But if you know everything, then there's no reason to keep it from you. But the Elven Council and the noble families that reside in Yendel are all corrupt. And this kinging ceremony that they're putting on is a farce and a slap in the face of the true nobility that is the elven race.
Okay.
So do you need me to marry somebody? Or...
Hot take.
I'm
No.
trying
Do-
to
do
feel
we-
more like a terrorist. Feels very anarchy.
Do we need to do the tournament?
I mean, that's in 3 days. You'll still have like 6
Plenty
days.
of
It's in
time.
2 days, so you'll have 6 days after that, 6-7 days after the tournament to go. If
I
you,
feel like that might be a slight waste of time. Just throwing that out there. Also, as the cleric of Perego, the Lord of Life, I think mass slaughter probably isn't my thing.
they're all
Hey,
they're all
military
evil.
stuff.
I thought you were completely aware. I appear to have made a mistake. Obviously, we would never send a weapon of mass destruction into a high elven king's council room or ceremony. I was kidding.
I'm rolling insight.
Yeah, I think what was it, investigation?
Insight.
Insight. Okay, there we go. No, mine's not so good.
Roland, it's a bomb. Calcine, you're not sure. Magvaris, she was joking.
How much are we getting paid for this again?
Well,
What the fuck?
I
That's
think
the question you're asking.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna wipe my face like, oh, thank God.
True
She's
neutral
joking.
over here.
How
True
much?
neutral.
how much
Yeah.
is it?
Actually, so Von Terran is not paying us. I believe that it was said that she would be able to pay us.
Yeah, she's
But
loaded.
also, wasn't he gonna like help clear our names if we did this for him?
He was gonna do what he could, but he wasn't making any promises.
He's setting us up. He like we're already fugitives, and he's just gonna double down on us and be like, "Those terrorists."
They just killed everybody.
Why would Von Terran do that? You guys saved his life.
I completely agree with that.
And we're
Why-
also strong enough to kill him if we wanted to.
Right.
So that seems like a bad bet for him.
Well, shit, you guys.
Let's just kill him.
Kill
That's
Von
what Jill
Terran?
Sar's got. Everyone rolls their eyes at Jill Sara.
Says the assassin.
Well, guys, as far as me running a game goes, it's 11:01. So, good game tonight. I'm not going to turn the stream off just yet. I'm going to let it roll just as we discuss things, because sometimes our wind down to me is even funnier than the actual game. So, you're free to stick around and chit chat about what you guys want to do, etc. I'll answer some questions here and there as needed. But officially, it's after 11, so we have to call it. But please feel free to chat amongst yourselves.
So in the country of Yendel, the city that we're going to deliver this package is what?
Great question.
Is it the capital or
It's
is
the
it
capital.
Okay. Which is?
Shut up, Emma.
Oh, if you need that information, I do have it.
I have it as well. If it,
Yondolopolis.
it's not pulling up on here.
Yendolopolis.
Yondolopolis.
How did you know?
Monopolist.
How did you know?
Yes.
Yenda, how did you know? Not
Crossroads of America.
Not Yendolopolis.
The crossroads of Yendel.
The crossroads of Yendel. Yendalia. New Yendel.
Harbinhon is the capital.
We'll get there just in time for the Yendolopolis 500.
I like that. That's facts. There's tournaments everywhere. So I'm looking for
That's
it.
going in my notes. Just a heads up.
That's the Griffin
We're
racing, right?
Keeping there in time for the Yendolopolis 500.
Yeah, which one of these is it? Is it Harbinham?
Yes, Harbinhon.
Harbinhon, up in the top right corner of the map there. Harbinhon is the capital.
Are they like samurai?
Well, they're elves, so the elves are an old, but yeah, they are
Elf samurais.
elf samurais. Yep,
That's cool.
The most badass form of elf.
elf samurais.
And samurai.
Is that a whole forest of mushrooms?
Yep.
Yep,
Yendel's a weird ass place.
it's the Feywild essentially spilled into Yendel when it was made. Awesome. So yeah, so that's where you guys are heading. Good chat, or maybe not. Maybe you decided that you're not gonna do that. That's fine too. She's still a little on her deathbed to be slipping up like that.
Okay, so wait, what? A lot of people have told us different things about like who should or shouldn't be king. Like, do we have any clear idea of like what is actually right in this situation?
Yeah, roll history check.
I thought that we were going to do like a Narnia situation, and we were just going to crown ourselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like how many nations are there? There's 6. That's like one for each of us.
I mean, we do have someone in our party that is pretending to be elven royalty. So maybe if we get rid of all the royalty,
As long as her lying vassals speak for her and she doesn't say anything.
I gotta work on my deception.
This old cantankerous granny.
Right. Not the old cantankerous granny or other disguise.
Oh,
I'm better at lying than
The
I am
Eladrin
being a
princess.
wizard.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Princess is a hoax because
so,
she can't accept for shit.
It's fine. So I guess we'll figure out next week, same time, same bat channel at 9 p.m. Sunday. I'll be here Wednesday for a 9 p.m. game, unless I'm late, and then I'll be here after 9 for a 9 p.m. game. But good game, guys. I had fun being Chet Butters.
I may not be here next week.
Oh my God.
I'm going to Chicago for work. I don't know if I'm gonna be available. but
Okay.
I'll
Well,
be here.
I will make sure there's plenty of combat since you won't be here.
Yeah, perfect. I would love for that to be.
I
the
assume
thing.
you won't joust anyway, right?
Oh no, I don't joust.
So that's all Roland. Magvarus doesn't have any care for jousting.
I'm going to joust as well, sir.
I'm sure you'd be
I
really
gotta
good
go.
at that.
Have a good night.
Bye, Cam. Bye, Megan. They bounced. Don't forget to shoot a Amazon Prime subscription over if you guys haven't already. They are free if you have Prime.
They're not free to me. I have to pay for Prime.
Well, if you have Prime, they're included, so you can throw it at your bro. As it helps keep the stream alive.
Do you know somebody who needs one?
Prime or a subscription?
Yeah, who's the bro?
You're my bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
good game. See you guys.
See you, Max.
Taylor Swift overjoyed at winning yet another VMA.
Oh. Another VMA. Good job, Tim.
Wow.
You're the holy knight of the realm at this point.
absolutely. Yeah, I didn't know how useless the other clerics would be in this town. I might actually have some business here.
You have a lot of business here to do with the...
I
mean,
think how it's just like, they're like, she is going to die. And it's like, hold on. Is that good? What about that? And she's like,
It's like
no,
she seems
that's it. Great.
she seems
awesome.
really rich. You'd think she'd be able to hire an adequate cleric, but apparently I'm the guy. So,
Well, the town has
fantastic.
ran most of the holy people that aren't following the new religion out of town.
Yeah. So glad I was here.
That's just poor planning on their part.
Poor planning on their part. It'll show up and be better at some point, but there is some work you can do here. And like I said, you notice the disparity between poor and rich people in this town is
Yeah.
large.
My character though is I'm neutral as far as like good and evil. I don't really care about the poor. Like
know you
I just
don't.
care about life, right? Like I'm all about life.
They're
So I want
alive.
people
They're
to
just not
survive.
living very well.
Yeah, they're they're just poor, which is fine. It's okay to be poor.
Is it?
It doesn't bother Magvarus at all.
It doesn't
It's just-
feel okay.
Like, these poor people don't bother
It's a
me.
reality of the times, right? I mean,
Yeah, I gotta get
the
on there
peasants-
and make up a character then for old Butters. It sounds like you guys have adopted a new one since we lost the goblins.
Yeah, he's got 4 health points. I noticed
8.
that on the sheet.
He has 8.
Oh,
so.
Okay, you max it. Okay, that's fine. But like, I'm just like, he's got to die at the first hit. The first thing that hits him, like a monster could poo at him and he'd be dead.
Just
So-
as long as you keep him alive, though, imagine how fast he's gonna level up now that he's chosen
Can
to
he
be an
level up?
adventurer. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
level him up because
Okay.
he's
Well,
he's
as long as
turning
you
into
can
an
level up,
adventurer.
I mean,
He's
I can keep him alive and I can raise him back if he dies, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, we could get him leveled up. It's just gonna take a while. I mean, but one badass battle that he makes it through, that he's alive through
Yeah.
most of, is gonna give him like 3 levels.
I'm just gonna like start out casting Death Ward on him, and he'll just, he's gonna die at the first hit. Well, he's gonna go down to 1 HP on the first hit, but like that's fine.
Trauma,
He'll
just
last
like
at least 2 hits.
the poor mental trauma as this like kid gets like hit by a troll.
Like, Butters,
It's
you
like-
need to just lay still. Don't move. The
Literally
combat's 80
splattering
feet
each
that
other
way.
in
Stay
pieces.
over here.
He's like, why won't death take me?
He knew
He'll
no
still be
pain
alive,
before he
though.
left the...
Yeah, right. Like every bone in his body's broken. You're like, hold on, we'll get you in 52 seconds as soon as this fight's over.
he's like, I wish I just stayed and washed dishes. You know, like...
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Awesome.
awesome. Well, all right, guys.
Uh,
Good game. Good game. I'm gonna end it off here then, and hope you guys have a great night. And I'll see everybody at the latest Wednesday night for Case of the Wednesdays. And